This is either going to be awesome or terrible, but let's do it. Hi, I'm Tony, a Jeopardy and Millionaire champion and professional quiz writer and host, and I have no connection whatsoever to the online trivia league, Learned League, past the fact that I've now been playing it for like a decade now. That's it. I've decided to see if I can recap yesterday's Learned League questions every day and provide some context so the facts they contain might stick in your mind better. And by your mind, I mean my mind. So let's see how long I can do this. This is ambitious. Day 1. Question 1. In the town of Dawson City, in Canada's Yukon Territory, the Yukon River is met by what other river, which gives the broader geographic region its historically famous name? This answer is also the name of what might be the most popular brand of solitaire and a brand of ice cream bar. In fact, the fact that it's the name of an actual river might be the least well-known fact about the word Klondike. Question 2. There are various plausible etymologies for why two regions of the globe at about 30 degrees north and south of the equator, where winds are generally calm and the weather is sunny, hot, and dry, are known as latitudes named after what animal? Now, I first heard the term horse latitudes on the Doors album, I guess it was Strange Days. The cluing on this is pointed straight at it, but you've either heard the term or you haven't. The story about ships tossing their horses overboard when they reach this latitude in order to stay afloat doesn't really have the ring of truth, but who knows, I'm obviously not a golfer. Question 3. While others were available, including Scribble, Mother Nature, Hoverbot, and Rocky, the default and most common Office assistant introduced in Microsoft Office 97 was an anthropomorphic character with what name? In my mind, a much harder question would have been, Clippy wasn't the only Office assistant introduced in MS Office 97. Name any one of the others. I suppose I might vaguely remember Hoverbot, but then I might be mixing that up with the mobility toy of the same name. You know, the kid's Segway that explodes? That one. So, I don't know. Question 4. In August 2021, the account for the Australian musical trio Panow tweeted, "We've just written a song with the biggest pop star of yesterday and the biggest pop star of today." The song's title is Cold Heart. Name either of the pop stars that were subtweeted. If you don't know the song from the description, it's the one that sounds like one that someone ripped off the chorus to Rocket Man and dropped it over a disco beat. It turns out they didn't rip it off. That's Dua Lipa singing the song, but Elton John sings the chorus. When a question has more than one possible answer, I'm always curious how many people guessed which one. On this one, I suspect Elton John was the easier one of the two to get between Elton John and Dua Lipa, but Dua Lipa's pretty popular, so... Question 5. The French diplomat Ferdinand-Marie Vicomte de Lesseps is remembered today in large part for his role in the successful 1859-69 construction of what? This was tough. There were a couple of hints that might have pointed you in the right direction. French diplomat, something that was constructed, but they weren't obvious. The Eiffel Tower was built for the 1889 World's Fair 20 years later, and certainly it didn't need a diplomat, it needed engineers and steelworkers. It had lots of those, but that's what it needed. Viola de Lesseps, the character played by Gwyneth Paltrow in Shakespeare in Love, is not related in any way to Ferdinand. She's fictional, but Luann de Lesseps of The Real Housewives of New York was the fourth wife of Count Alexandre de Lesseps, so the guy who designed the Suez Canal is related to a Real Housewife of New York. Everything's connected. Finally, question 6. The Bajolkovs, Bolkonskis, Rostovs, Kuragins, and Drubetskoys are the central characters in what work of literature published in 1869? 2 questions about 1869 on day 1. Nice! A lot of Russian families here. That must be a really long novel, like a famously long novel. There is no more famously long Russian novel than War and Peace. It's so famously long, there's an episode of Cheers in which Sam reads War and Peace in its entirety to try and impress Diane Chambers, and then it turns out she doesn't care, and it becomes a whole thing. So was Cheers the greatest sitcom of the 80s? I don't know, does WKRP count? Also, Night Court. I might be trolling, but Night Court was pretty great. Also, I don't think I'm trolling. Night Court was pretty great. See you tomorrow!